Hello. I don't know whether you've been reading my timeline and some of our concerns about nuclear waste. Obviously, if nuclear power is going to be used and continue to be used somewhat, it's really important for everyone that the nuclear waste is taken care of appropriately. And there are some worries that it might not have been so far. And that might be why we have global warming. Not everybody completely believes that CO2 emissions must be the sole and only cause. No one's been talking about the nuclear waste and the chemical buildup, but that chemical buildup really might mostly, the climate change might mostly be to do with nuclear waste that's not being put in proper special containers, that might not be taken deep into the ground under tunnels or whatever is meant to happen with it, because people might be taking shortcuts to supply immediately without being able to afford necessarily. I hope that's not the case, because global provision needs to be made to protect everyone, and that might need to take the route of cutting down on some of our electricity use. I've just been looking at this book here. Oh, can you see it the right way round? It's not sort of, it's coming a mirrored way round there. It's the GCSE AQA geography for the grade 9 to 1 exams. And it's from, it doesn't say the date on the front of it. I think it's, I thought it did say the date on it a minute ago. It assumes that we've got a growing population across the globe, but I don't think it's necessarily mentioning the COVID deaths and maybe people's reluctance to have and bear children, given the fact that it's becoming so stressful on Earth. I really wish there to continue to be children and for people to be able to choose that route. But I probably think that, given the fact that most people aren't Roman Catholics, as in the old days, Roman Catholics, not bothering about contraception at all, ever. If that was the truth in the old days, I know that there was rumoured to be families in England as well, and not necessarily Roman Catholics, in the Victorian times, who bore 9 children or something, maybe thinking that they needed to because there would be so many deaths in childbirth, which, like, I hope that somehow things can be settled. I don't think it's likely that there is necessarily a population overload at the moment. I don't think that is particularly likely, though this book is saying that the population is growing, but they're rounding it up to billions, and I don't know how they've accumulated that information or whether it's technically correct or computerized nonsense. Um, it does say in this book, it's sort of making out that development is the main goal. It's blaming gadgets, particularly tablets and mobile phones, for the fact that people need more electricity. They maybe give people a false sense of security, and unfortunately, a mobile phone can run out of battery in the middle of nowhere on a dark night, which is awful for people, and we all hope it won't happen, but in some ways it's more likely to happen than ever now. The battery may be faulty in the first place, or might not be have longevity. But also this book is listing renewable sources of energy on one page near the back, and on the next page it's talking about fracking in the USA and saying that renewables don't work. Well, I think that tidal power has got a chance of working, and has been more or less reliable if people don't mind the moon.